Georgia Cities Week. We discussed in a previous work session about GMA. They do the Georgia Cities Week in April. It's April 19th through 25th, and so I sent off for the resource kit from them. They sent it back. The things that they are recommending we do, a lot of them are already things that we do anyway. Adopt a resolution, display city equipment, such as police vehicles, garbage trucks in one place, such as the city park. Well, the weekend after is the Snellville days, and so it kind of doesn't arrange a tour of City Hall, but our City Hall is open, and so people can come anytime. Visit your local schools, create a fact sheet about your city, have a town hall meeting, move a council meeting to a school, have an essay contest, but we're having that with the sixth graders already, have press visits, newspaper coverage. I think we get good coverage with Brian. Have an art contest. I don't know, maybe that's something the art commission wants to do. It's an art contest with topics such as how I see my city, historical buildings of the city, or services cities provide, and ask them to demonstrate that in art. Have a parade, but again, this is the weekend before the Snellville Days parade. A trivia quiz, have a trivia night somewhere at a local restaurant. Use social media during Cities Week, but I think we use social media all the time. Have a legislative tour. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the American with Disabilities Act. Allow high school students to shadow you. Have a mock city council meeting. I don't know why. And they give you an agenda and everything for a mock city council meeting, but that's really why we want to mock it, not a real one.
Talking about one to mock. Show the video.
Well, the Cub Scout troop that I talked to
Those are the highlights.
had gone to Lawrenceville, and with the mayor there and some council members, they did a mock city council meeting with them.
For the Cub Scouts,
For the Cub Scouts.
Somebody did something,
And they actually did they made one of the little Cub Scouts come before them with a rezoning for a gas station and convenience store. And then one with like a daycare center, and they actually had to go up and do their little case, and I think they approved the daycare and turned down the gas station.
Did they have to follow up with the lawsuit against us?
Yeah.
Lawsuit?
It wasn't apartment style, it wasn't apartment.
have a storytelling contest. I don't want to take away from, the one we just had in October. A quiz show with your junior high or high school students, seeing who knows the most about your city. Have a scavenger hunt or a city 5K with a fun run. So I don't know if we want to follow through with any of those activities, if we want to think of our own activity, if we want to ask one of our city organizations to do something for Cities Week, or if we want to do nothing at all.
I won't be here. I could help.
Can we incorporate the stuff we're doing on the following week into that? I mean, I know it's not that week, but a week later, we're doing a lot of the things that they're asking us for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have like Cities Week 2.
Cities Week, a week after.
It's mock
The
council.
week after Cities Week.
Yeah, let kids come before. I mean, I think it's a good idea, let them see the process and participate in the process.
That'd be good. I think we do it actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Christy Linsky's
I
class.
was
to
gonna
help
say,
us
Chrissy
over
Winston's
that.
class would be good on the mock.
Let her,
Maybe
you know.
their counterpart at Brookwood too, we can
Yeah.
put them all together.
Could that be an academy project? Eric? Think a group could
It could
do
be
a couple of
next
groups?
year.
Huh?
It could be next year. I think they're lined up for this year.
Are they?
The one caution I would, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head is, as I've worked with the school, anything that gets passed about mid-April to the end of April, that's when they stall all their senior activities, all their final testing are through May. I'm generally told not to do anything with them after, the 3/4 of the way into April, because the school is so focused on all of its stuff.
We
They
could
gotta
make
get
contact with Miss Linsky's class and see what kind of interest there is there.
Yeah.
long as
Maybe
they're not
something
seniors.
better for someone, for younger school age. Your Cub Scouts are probably elementary school.
Or maybe the,
Bunch of fourth grade boys.
yeah, well, the middle school's leadership, junior leaders, you know,
Yeah, they've got
Ed Parker.
Mhm.
You might be in touch with him, this might be something different. You know, Contact them, see if he's interested.
It's Perkins, isn't it?
Perkins, yeah.
Yeah, more than Mary.
There's just nothing I can help plan.
You can call him.
Alright, I'll move this to the next work session so we can all brainstorm and see if there's some interest in these topics. Ms. Richardson, can you, a lot of this is just letters. Can you maybe just copy the activities pages in there and give them to council? All right, then we have discussion on the town green improvements. I know we got, one bid back, 2 bids back, and they were over budget, so we talked about not going forward. I wanted to put this on the agenda for further discussion, though. I know the issue with a lot of people not bidding, or what I'm told, is the time frame and it being so quick and people not wanting to commit to that. So I don't know if it's something we can break up. Do we have to do it all at once? Is it something we can start? Or is it something that, I know the farmer's market's gonna start and those stat events, is it something that if we get so much done, we can still do some more? Is there any way to save any of this project? Or is it, because it seems like we're always gonna have this,
Can it be done piece by
a time.
piece? Group by group?
I mean, my thought on this was that it turned out to be a blessing that we couldn't go forward with that one because it was over budget, just because I was very, very concerned with the time frame. And if you look, since we would have approved that back on February 9th, and they would have had to start immediately, we've had 4 or 5 days of nothing but rain, and I just don't see where it would have ever gotten done by the time we needed to. So what I was thinking is that we need to just go ahead and lay out the calendar to get the bids out in August, September, whatever
We have
time,
a,
so that we can have it approved and maybe take the Christmas tree down a couple weeks early, you know, or a
I
little
think what you
sooner,
need
not
to do
weeks,
is
but.
move the Christmas tree over to the other side. As soon as the fall festival is over, they can start.
that would be wonderful if,
I think you need to
if
do
you
that,
would
if you get into too much.
agree to that. Because we've had preliminary discussions, we have a new projected schedule, which is just like that. And it was not only the compact schedule, it was just the fact that they had too much work and our job wasn't high enough up the priority list. I mean, it was a combination of things. But doing that would certainly take care, especially moving the Christmas tree, starting after the, starting on the green after, depending on what we do with the labyrinth area and the area on the other side of the street, that could start much earlier than that.
Yeah.
So that's something that we will let us send out that new possible potential schedule, take a look at it, and we'll
You're gonna run into one
discuss.
problem, you know, just know this, I mean, I have no problem with any of that. However, you've got a lighted Christmas tree parade, and you have the lighting of the tree, which they really use the green for that. We're gonna have to come up with an alternative, whether it's down oak or something, we're gonna have to come up with an alternative for them to do that, because
Before we have the town green, we did have the Christmas tree here.
But it
But were
wasn't
there
the
some
same.
issues with that, though? I thought-
no, there was no, well, I don't know about these, but it was just, you can't compare what we do now with what we did back then, as far as the events for the kids and, you know,
Yeah, but if you think about it though,
I'm thinking about it.
LCI will be done.
That's what
Flower
I'm saying.
Street's gonna be much nicer.
That's what I'm saying, we just need to know that we need
We're
to have a
just-
second,
right, and we
alternative
just-
place.
Right. But
It was a lot
I-
bigger than it was
and I think
2008.
For 1 year, you know, it's a 1 year offset.
I understand,
Maybe
you just
a
need to
lot
know
of
going
flowers.
into it, because you know staff's gonna jump up and down. The minute they hear Kelly's not in the room, she can't be, because she's not.
Yeah, I hadn't heard her yet.
You will, if she's here for a meeting, you'll hear her. Nobody say anything. But, you know, we're just gonna have to know, we're gonna have to have.
Yeah, y'all, anybody
plan
in
for
here,
it.
don't mention this.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but you're right, Flower Street and all that, we can make it work, we just gotta know that we gotta do it.
Right.
I don't think to get it done.
We just need to carry that discussion on.
Yeah.
We'll get
Yes, if you can
the
get the schedule. what
potential
you're
new
thinking,
schedule out.
And what kind of modifications we would need to do.
There's nothing wrong with being ahead of schedule. You don't have to go by a schedule, you can read it. Okay?
That was a sarcasm font if you didn't notice it. Butch.
I think I got it perfectly clear. I was hoping
Just
I
making
did.
sure, I don't want to go
Is there
miss.
a font for that?
Yeah, you just saw it. You just saw it.
I need to write that.
All right, discussion on an RFQ for private probation services.
Yeah, this is just, I was I was here one Wednesday when they were in court, and I was talking with the judge about many things, and the thing that came up is that we had gotten that package from PPS. And I understand that our original contract, the judge told me that it was signed by Judge Root back in 1997. So it means it's like,
2007.
no, 1997, 2007. It's 1997.
Well, it is 2007, but there's a contract.
Okay, well, the one he has is 1997.
And it is Judge Reed, I mean,
Okay,
it's,
but, so, I'm just, as a businessman, I get everything, I just, keep people honest, and I think we should be doing that with everything. I think we should be doing it with the auditors, I think we should be doing it with probation service, we do it with sanitation. Just every 2 or 3 years, that thing needs to be bid out, and we need to see what our options are. If nothing else, it keeps it legal. I have plumbers I've used for years, but about every 6 months, I have a couple other plumbers come in and give me a bid, just to make sure my guy is still where he's supposed to be. And sometimes he's not, so, I mean, it's, things like that happen, that's just business, and I'd like y'all to consider that. With this, I don't know where we are on our contract with them, when it's up, what we need to do, but anything that's been from 2007, at the latest, 1997 possibly, we need to look at.
I think
I'm sorry.
I think we need to go beyond, I think we need to have a policy, if we don't already, that outside services are rebid. I think it's gonna change depending on the nature of the service.
Well, they're the only one I know that has like an automatically,
Yeah, I
no,
know.
I mean, that's a great program.
Well,
It's really
I don't
got
know, what
to
about
be-
the sanitation people here at
Yeah,
City Hall? Because we haven't approved a contract to them since, I know Robert Jenkins was on council.
I mean, that's just, to me,
I
that's
think all-
just good business.
it is a good, even if you have automatic renewal provisions, it's a good idea to see the list of contracts that are pending every year so that you can decide if you want to automatically renew. It should-
Yeah, and enough time to do
So
something.
let's ask for this, Mr. Sanders, for our next work session, can staff get together a list of all of our service contracts and when they were first initiated and when they were last bid or renegotiated?
We've got a lot of that already put together. We do a lot of it anyway, already.
That doesn't come from
But
council.
we'll fill that out.
And I had a chance to meet with your chief judge today, just to sort of put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And the mayor had provided the contract document to me, so I got a chance to look at it. The issue comes up because there's a case that pushes private contract probation companies into resolution of misdemeanor cases within a 12-month period. And so it was a November decision by the Supreme Court. And what you need to know, the impact of that on you is a couple $100,000.
The tolling?
No tolling, no tolling. So
Whatever you just said didn't make a bit of sense to me.
well, here's
What
what it did. It made it improper to go beyond 12 months in the probation process, which we were using because the fines are large and they were giving people time to pay them. And it wasn't targeted at you, but as a result of this ruling, it pushes that back so that all those got cut off. The cutoff dollar figure, according to judges' pretty close estimates, a couple $100,000 worth of write-offs. So now some of those would be uncollectible anyway, but it's a pretty big impact. And then it's got your court in a position where it's having to push everything back in to a 12-month period in the collection process, which means you got to know defaults earlier. and you gotta start putting people in jail or requiring them to pay so that you can be finished within the 12 months, which is inconveniencing. Now, the push, and now inside that same opinion, it said you have to have a contract with that. There has to be a government, city-approved agreement, or you don't have a relationship with a private probation company. I mean, that's sort of all the pieces. So your staff has been lit up